Hello, everybody. It's been a bit. Um, I kind of took January off of a lot of things because I had some self-reflection, I guess, and I wanted to just kind of make sure that everything that I'm doing because like I have an honest desire to, and because there are things I want to do. And I knew that this was one of them. That's never been a doubt. But I wanted the way that I was going about doing it. I don't know if that was exactly the way I wanted to do it. So I want to try some new things out. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, I just want to say, welcome back, everybody. It's good to be here, and it's good to have friends and just keeping this crazy thing going. I don't know, I have like a lot of stuff on my mind, but I don't know how much of it is honestly all that important. Maybe I'll do a talking video soon. I guess some stuff. My sister is dating a guy who is really we all love him. He's really cool. And something that we found out, at least that I found out recently. I'm not sure how much everybody else knew. But he has a YouTube channel as well, and like an Instagram and like stuff like that. And he is like actually like doing really well on them, at least by my standards. He has thousands of views. I think he had 1,000 subscribers like this week or something. So no, I think it's really cool, and I'm really impressed with him. And not just because of that, he's also just incredibly smart and has talent leaking out of his ears. We all really like him, and we really hope that we hope that he becomes a brother-in-law soon, or son-in-law, whatever. So, and I think he knows that my YouTube channel exists, although I don't know if he knows what it is. I did get a subscriber after like a month or two of nothing, shortly after he discovered it, so that might be him. And if it is, hi! I hope that you were glad to hear what I just said. Anyway, but he gave me some good tips on YouTube. Like sometimes when he's over at the house, at my parents' house, and I'm there as well, he'll mention that he found something cool on YouTube, or he'll show me like stuff. So it's cool to have a person, I guess, in the life that like is kind of like knows what he's doing and can kind of pass on tips and stuff. So I know it's cool. I'm excited about. He kind of re-energized me, I guess, in some ways as well with the YouTube. Although his stuff is way more impressive than anything I'm doing here, or probably will ever do. I don't want to give too much away because I don't know. Like I don't want to like give away his privacy, but he does incredible things that like I binge watched his stuff just because I watched one of them and it was actually really funny and really like incredible, and so I watched him just a lot. And, yeah. So there is that. Although I guess maybe the big thing I wanted to talk about is how nothing dies in this game. I have an iron sword. I need to enchant it probably. Just like life updates. I potentially could be getting a new job. I don't think I will, because I was supposed to hear back from them a few days ago and I haven't. So I think they were wise and went with probably someone else. And that makes total sense, because in the interview, I'm amongst many blunders, one of the biggest ones was when they asked me how I deal with stress at work, and I said I'm dead inside. So I'm not good at interviewing. I haven't been to a job interview because even the job I have now, I didn't really interview it because the guy who interviewed me, he's actually my friend now. But I went into the storefront one day and he was just kind of like, so you know how to like work? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, you're hired. It was like like I had to wait to talk to him longer because there's like customers. I had to wait longer to talk to him than actually the actual talking to him. He may have complimented a Kirby hoodie I was wearing as well. So I don't really count that as a job interview. Okay, also the AC just turned on, or like the heater, I don't know. And to me it's loud. Like I have to like double the volume of everything in my room whenever it turns on. But a viewer told me, because I always apologize for it, but then a viewer told me recently that no one can hear it. Like it's completely unnoticeable. So I don't know, it's on right now, and if you hear it, I'm sorry, but I need to stop, I guess, apologizing for it, because apparently it is inconsequential to everybody, so that's that. This new job will be very, if it does happen, I mean, I don't think it will, but I guess just in general, if a new job happens, I think it'll be very nice because it will open up a lot of avenues for me. Because right now I'm making enough to afford rent and the bus, and then after I pay rent and set money aside for the bus, I have about $50 or like $100 left over for the next 3 weeks. So I'll go days without eating, and in a weird way, because of that, I'm kind of getting chubby, because I think my body is just like storing food since it doesn't know the next time it's going to be able to eat. I'm also just being treated poorly at work, like we all are. We're kind of being taken advantage of, and especially me and the guy that hired me. We both actually like know how to work, because it only is one person at a time that works, and so it's really easy to slack off. And whenever me and him come in, there's always something that hasn't been done, or the store's been left a mess, even by our managers. There's a manager who's really aggressive with us and threatens us and is just a huge dick in general. And even like when he works, he's one of the most untidy people that works there. Like he'll leave the store in complete disarray and have syrup and stuff all over. So I don't know, and our reward for working so hard is being taken advantage of. Like today even, I got my schedule for this week last night, which was a Sunday night, which in of itself is frustrating. But I was at my family's house and I had Saturday off, and so I decided we talked and we were going to use Saturday as a day to do something, go off and just have an event. And then this morning, they updated my schedule to not have me work, or to have me work on Saturday. And so I'm frustrated about that, because the guy who does the schedule is that same boss who's also really untidy. He's just a horrible boss and kind of a dick person. But anyway, in the past he has forgotten to schedule people, like, because the store's at an Asian market, and so he'll like, or our bosses will get, like the owners will get a message from the Asian market saying that no one's at the storefront, and whenever that happens, he freaking like, we get texts like, why isn't no one at the storefront? And then we're like, I don't know, ask this scheduling person. And then we look and yep, no one was scheduled, just straight up. So I'm certain that's what happened today, is he forgot to schedule someone, and so he just at the last second decided to schedule me and hope that no one would notice that he forgot to schedule someone again. So I'm going to text the group chat and just say, this is getting ridiculous, like, I have plans and stuff, so. Right. That is frustrating. And then, like, another way that they're kind of, like, disrespecting us is, or taking advantage of us, is we're not getting paid on time. The last 3 paychecks I've gotten have all been, they've been late. The last 4 paychecks I've gotten have been late. And this most recent one that I got, I didn't even get the full amount of money that I was supposed to get, so. They are definitely not treating us the way that maybe we would like to be treated. I need to go chop trees. I need more wood. How much wood do I have? Okay, some birch planks. Oh, okay, I have a lot of cherry planks as well. Okay, well let's put all this in here. Alright, and then do I have any axe? Okay. And then everything else we can do while we're out there. We'll chop some trees down over here. And we can replant them. Okay, so that is frustrating, and I kind of had enough, so I'm going to send a text to the group chat and have words, especially now that I'm actually like aggressively looking for a new job. So yeah, what I was actually talking about to get on this subject, if I get a new job, it won't only just prevent me from a toxic workplace, but I'll also make enough to like maybe have my own apartment, like a studio apartment. There's a really, really, really nice place not too far from my house and from where just like a lot of like jobs are. Really nice place. I looked at a studio apartment, and if I can make as much as I'm aiming to, then I could just barely afford to live there. Like, I won't have a lot of extra money, but with that being said though, I'll have more money than I have left over where I'm living right now, and I'll also have, like, a place that can hold all my stuff, a room I can stand up in. And it'll just be my own place. I'll have a gym, a pool, so that would be really cool, and I'm really hopeful for that. I'll be able to record videos a little more consistently instead of being confined to when my roommate is gone or at nighttime when everyone's asleep. And with that being said, my roommate is also acting kind of weird. Like I've noticed, like I've mentioned before, he's been my best friend since childhood, and we know each other, or like we've known each other that long. Sorry. I need to practice talking while playing games. Actually, you know what? We'll just. How do you. There we go. Okay. We'll just make bountiful sticks. Oh, wait, now I have to actually make the freaking thing. Oh, I don't have any stone. I'm an idiot, of course. Okay, well, good thing we're at next to some. But yeah, so I've known him since I was a kid, and we've like grown up together. Except for some eras, he's had 3 girlfriends. One of them was for 4 years, and for that girlfriend, pretty much that whole 4 years, I didn't see him. No one really saw him, because he has a weird relationship with women, and he doesn't, I think, know how to separate. He gets attached very quickly and very strongly with people, which I can't really fault him for, because I do that too. And I know it's a really difficult thing to kind of overcome and to not, like, have be an issue. But he does it, like, to the extreme, where, like I said, like, literally for those 4 years that they dated, I saw him, like, 3 or 4 times. and like I know at least one of those times was at a like party thing with all our like families, and we barely even talk. So I'm like, and on top of just him completely not being here, which is happening again with his current girlfriend right now, he's very much not around, and I barely see him at all. He, which is fine. It would be more fine if I knew he wasn't just trying to, oh my gosh, the whole reason why I went down there was to get stuff. Is because he's also seeing other people and doing things with other people that he knows I would like to do with him. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a venting thing about that because it's kind of petty and childish, but it does hurt a little bit. But anyway, yeah, on top of just not being seen anymore, he also kind of turns into a dick. Like I don't know what it is, but he just becomes a lot more like short with people. He has less patience. He has a lot more like pride stuff going on where he... Oops, that's why I'm done. Or he'll like ignore me or whoever he's talking to if he doesn't feel like that person has nice things to say or things that he agrees with or think are well thought. I know just thoughts he doesn't approve of. And I don't know. I was kind of hoping, since it's been so long since he broke up with that other girlfriend, and with the second girlfriend he had that was more recent, he actually seemed to have a better handle on it. But this time around, he's definitely just, it seems like he's falling into old habits, and nothing matters except for his girlfriend. Which means that he has to be a dick to everybody that's not her. And I just don't. I don't get it, and it's exhausting, so... There's a lot of urgency to move out as well, because that is getting really tiring, and I just don't want to be a part of whatever he does and what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. I just don't want to be part of it. I don't want to care. I want to be just doing my thing. So I don't know. So having my own place would be really good. And honestly, and also, actually, that sound outside just reminded me, also, right outside my room window, where they're building a house, there's also quite a bit of sound. Least of all, people walking around. Like this morning I woke up to someone talking right outside my window with a bunch of people. And if my blinds weren't closed, they would absolutely just be able to look in and see me completely just asleep on my bed in my underwear. And like, on top of that, my blinds, the people that lived here before me had gaming computers that they put up against the blinds, like up against the windows. And the heat from their computers warped the wood on the blinds, so the blinds don't actually even shut correctly. They they warp. So if you're standing at the right angle, you can actually still see through the blinds anyway. And you don't even have to be that close to do it. So there, I guess actually now that I say that, there is a bit of an honor system going on with the workers. Oh my gosh. So I guess what I'm trying to say with all this is that there's room for change, I think. There's room for change, I think. So room for improvement. And that's kind of what I'm trying to have my eyes on the prize on this year, is, forgive me another story, but it sets the mood for what I'm trying to say. So, not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago, I went and lived with my parents for a week, because right as I sat down to hop on and play some games with my friend and my brother, I heard a sound, and I looked up at the grates above my, like, head that hold, that just hold, like, the store stuff. I looked up and saw a face looking back down at me, because there was a mouse. Thankfully not a rat, but a mouse. And I had suspicions, because I've seen mice in the house before. And this is another thing that's kind of frustrating, is my roommate, he owns the house, like, he's buying it and I'm renting to him. So I guess I should actually call my landlord. He he just has like point blank not believed that I've seen mice, because I'm the only one that's ever seen them. And he, every time I bring it up with him, he is extremely just non-interested and kind of like just ignores me. And so I've only seen them like a couple times over the whole time I've lived here. But at night sometimes I'll hear scratching in the walls, and it freaks me the hell out. And so that happened the night before I saw the mouse. I heard scratching in the walls that freaked me out. I couldn't sleep. And then the next night I saw the mouse. And so I got my phone to take a video of it, and there wasn't only one mouse up on the thing, there was like 4. And so I was like, oh boy, because that's where all my hoodies were. And so that night I slept on the couch in the living room. When my landlord came back, I was like, I had my phone ready, and I was like, hey look, I have proof that there are mice. And he just was like, no, I don't have to see it, and just kind of like walked on by and didn't acknowledge it. So I was like, alright, well, I'm gonna not stay here, because I don't like living with mice and all my stuff. So the next day, I deep cleaned my house. Not my house, my room. And got all my clothes, got it, like all the food out, anything that could attract a mouse or have them like hide or help them with a nest or something. Put poison around, which makes me sad because they're not rats. They're just cute little mice that are trying to stay warm. So I didn't want to kill anyone. So that we also got like these sound traps that are supposed to like keep them out. But I did tell my friend that like I'd rather have dead mice than mice living in my stuff. So I was like, if we could get like an exterminator or something, so that like we can be sure. And then he was like, yeah, sure thing, whatever. So I stayed at my parents' house for a week while I waited for my room to air out, waited for my landlord to get an exterminator, and also just to clean all my stuff. And when I came back, he did nothing. He actually had signs. There was a lot of signs of facts that he'd been throwing parties, or at least a party. So I was like, well, he clearly isn't taking anything I'm doing seriously or any of my concerns seriously, because this isn't the first time I've brought up an issue or something and he's completely just blown it off. And I already knew he didn't believe me about the house having mice, so that's, well, that's whatever, I guess. So that was kind of a waste of me not living in my room. It actually kind of wasn't, because something else incredible happened. I don't know what it was. I can't explain what happened and why I feel like this, but I feel like I grew like a lot more of an understanding for, I don't know, just like prioritizing and having goals. It might have been the fact that I was just frustrated with my landlord for being lazy and not taking anything I have seriously, and only being able to focus on his new girlfriend and kind of leaving everything else to burn. And maybe I just was sick of being treated like a child and seeing him act like a child, and the fact that my room was really clean and just really like well put together, and I had space now, and I was prioritizing and taking things into my own hands. Now there's like a very subtle shift in my feelings and attitude and thoughts, where I feel a lot more like I'm like an adult that's capable of doing things and of relying on myself. So and that's actually in a strange way kind of formed a barrier between me and my landlord friend person. He's been a lot more distant with me, and which has already been happening because of, I think, just that's how he acts when he gets a girlfriend. But it's been a little more different. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I think our relationship has always kind of been like, and I don't blame him for this, because I definitely have been promoting this mindset and been a part of it, but like I think a lot of the friendship has kind of been like, he's taking care of me because I'm kind of helpless, which I agree with, and that is how I felt, and I think how most of my friends have viewed me. But coming back and seeing just how little has changed and how, like, I don't know, it just kind of struck me like how actually just not concerned with things are, and how the only change that's going to happen is me. And it just, I don't know, made me feel more in control, I guess, of myself and my stuff. So. And there's been a barrier. I think that I don't want to just keep ripping on my friend, but these are all just true things. I think he's a very prideful person. I think, like, there's, to kind of put a few examples to help me not just sound like I'm being a dick and butthurt. There was a time where we were joking around, and we didn't even say anything offensive to him. I think we just did a joke about, like, people in general. And it was me, him, and one other friend. And he pulled the car over. We were like a block away from because we were like teenagers. So like we were a block away from my house, my parents' house. And he pulled into a parking spot randomly and just sat there and said apologize. We were like to you, and he's like apologize, or like I'm not leaving this spot. And we had plans because our third friend was like he had to go home, and so we only had like an hour left to do stuff before we had to drop him off. And we planned it all out and said what we wanted to play, what we wanted to do. And he was like burning. We sat there for like 15 minutes with me and my friend being like what is going on? Like why? Because it turned from because like the first like time he was like apologize and the banter it was funny for a couple times. But after a few, like 15 minutes is a long time to sit in a car with someone who's acting completely insane. And so we kept talking, like trying to figure out like what was wrong and like if we hurt his feelings or whatever. And he just wasn't. He didn't explain. And like we even did apologize at some point because we wanted to just get home. So we're like dude, we're sorry. Like let's go. And he was like, no, you have to mean it. And we were like, what the hell? And so, eventually the thing that snapped it was me and the other friend were like, okay, well, we're just gonna walk home, and you can come back with us if you want, or like whenever you're ready. Like, we have stuff to do. And then when we said that, he pulled out and drove us all back. And he just has weird moments like that, where it's like, he's really prideful. He won't like listen if you tell him new things that he doesn't know about. Like he likes Lord of the Rings a lot, and he gets, when he's saying something that he knows I don't know, he gets really like into it and is like, oh, you didn't know that? That's like his favorite phrase is, oh, you didn't know that? And rubs it in. And if I try to tell him something he doesn't know, he gets kind of butthurt. So I don't know, there's this big pride thing going on, and I forgot why I even mentioned all that. This turned into me just venting about my friend. Which, honestly, I don't know. I wish I had wisdom to dispense about this, because we have to plant some trees. Very nice. Let's go put stuff away, then we can plant some trees. Yeah, I wish I had wisdom to dispense on this, but I don't. Like, I think sometimes people are just weird, and sometimes you have friends that just are so unhealthy, and I'd like to go on my high horse here and say, when people do that, they're just jealous of you for having your stuff together, but like, I definitely do not have my shit together. So, I don't know. It's frustrating, and it's kind of exhausting living with someone who acts so childish and is so afraid of talking and confronting people about, or at least me. I don't care if he does with anybody else, but at least me, like, it's exhausting and unhealthy for both of us, and I think our friendship is deteriorating. So moving out is definitely the right move for me, and doing it as fast as possible is definitely the right Oh, I think actually this is might have what I was trying to be saying is, yeah, I came back just feeling a lot more like sure of myself and a lot more like I want to make my own change in my own life. And since there's so much of a pride issue, I think that it kind of weirds him out. That I'm like starting to be more stern on like setting boundaries for myself and not letting him kind of walk in on them. And which I'm sure he does out of a good place of like, I need help, but like, and I do need help sometimes. I'm not saying I don't need help anymore, but I am saying that like I am sure of myself, and when I say I don't need help with something or I don't want something done for me, like I mean it, and that's like that's to be respected. So I don't know. I don't know. Also, I'm being a lot more liberal with planting these trees because I think over here, and I feel like I saw a few examples of trees growing into each other. Because I thought you had to plant them with a clear sky above. But it looks like they can grow into each other, so I don't think that's as big of an issue. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing, and but regardless of any price I have to pay or any feelings I like hurt or whatever, I'm just like I'm solely interested in just like being there for myself and putting myself first and like being less concerned about upsetting people or hurting people's feelings. Which honestly is kind of a risky thing to say, because I think a lot of people kind of use that mindset as an excuse to be like rude to people. Like absolutely not. Like I don't want to have like a big pride thing where I just don't feel like I need to help, accept help from people or ask for help. Like that's definitely not the case. I definitely will need help, and I'll be grateful to people who help me when I ask for it. I'm grateful to have people I can ask, because a lot of people don't. So that's definitely not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say I want to start standing more on my own 2 feet. And if for whatever reason that bothers other people or makes them feel responsible or whatever, like I don't care. It's like it's up to me to do what I want with my life. And that is just how I feel, I guess. So I also need to make friends that are more consistent with me because being treated as like the second option all the time. Dude, okay. He plays Warhammer like a lot with other people, which is fine. Like he can do what he wants. But the thing that bothers me is the only time he'll play Warhammer with me or even say that he will, because a lot of the time he'll say he wants to, but then it doesn't happen, is he always brings it up as I went to a Warhammer tournament or like just play. I went to a Warhammer game and lost really bad, so I want to play against you. Like he has such a low opinion of me with Warhammer, and like there's sometimes like there's one time I was analyzing it and I was just saying like I'm just not good at strategy games. Like I just don't get them. I don't have the mind for them. And I don't know, it kind of turned into a session of him being like, yeah, you are pretty bad at them, but like you're good at like writing, so you should be happy about that. And I was like, dude, yeah, I don't know. So I'd love to make some friends. If anybody watching wants to play Warhammer and has Tabletop Simulator, hit me up, because I play it a lot on there against myself. Excellent. Hopefully those will all grow. One already did, which is exciting. Should have a chariot. That's my new goal for this. I started this save as a desire to actually beat Minecraft, but I think it's turning into first. I want to have this whole area just be a cherry blossom forest. Well, anyway, some goals for the channel though before I end this. As I've said in the past, I want to be thorough about an upload schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And if I can do that for like a whole month, or two. I don't know, if I can do that to a point where I feel like I'm being consistent with it and good about doing it, I want to maybe try uploading daily, because there's a few games I like that I think would be really fun to play and like clip down to fun chunks. Like, I want to play Marvel Rivals and Minecraft, and I think playing that for a few hours and getting some good highlights and then just making a video of it would be fun. And something I really want to do is get some good horror games and just play through them in their entirety, because I don't know, when I watch people play horror games, I much prefer just raw, unedited footage of them playing it to like it being highlighted and clipped, because I feel like obviously we're all there to watch someone just scream and be horrified, but like what's the point if like there's no tension, I guess. So I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it for me for now. I definitely am like still here and like haven't given up or anything. I just wanted to take a month to kind of collect myself and organize what I want, what I'm doing. I still want to do video essays, but the more I try to do it, the more I realize I have no idea how to do it, so I need to find someone that knows about it and get their opinion and their voice on it. But yeah, we'll see. I also think vlogs would be fun, but I have the most boring life ever, and so I don't know if those would actually be fun or just boring. Anyway, a lot of ideas, a lot of new prospects, kind of putting things down into actual chunks of plans and ideas rather than just kind of vague hopes. So hopefully a lot of fun stuff will be around here to come, and I look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you all for watching and for being here. I appreciate all the subscribers and all the likes and comments. They all mean a lot, and I hope that my videos still feel like chill hangouts, because I pride myself on that, and I don't want to lose that. At least I don't want that to be lost at like the heart of what this channel is, because I really do love that. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you all soon, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.